Go ahead, Ali Rose.
Take Baba with you. Every summer, Mehera and the women Mandali continued going to Pune. Although, according to Khorshid, at first Mehera was not very keen on the idea. She would have preferred to stay at home, where everything was convenient. But Ahmednagar is brutally hot in summer, and Pune made for a pleasant change. It was Mani, who had relatives there, who reminded them that Baba had said in March, we marched to Pune. We stayed at Guru Prasad only twice after the last darshan, Mehru said. The second time to pack up all our things. Soon afterwards, Guru Prasad was sold. Some years later, Erich encouraged us to visit Bindra House for a few days for a change in the summer. Later, we went first to Panchgani for a week or two, then to Bindra House for a week. But because of all the road sounds and the inconvenience of so many members in one house with only one bath and toilet, it was not convenient for Mehera to stay at Bindra House. In the latter years, we stopped going to Panchgani and stayed at the Pune Club. The separate cottage there near the tennis court was very private and comfortable, and it was a break from the extreme dry Nagar summer heat. In 1974, during their annual time in Pune on the way to the dentist, the women stopped at a church. Mehera had been to the church as a child and wished to go inside and show it to Mani, Mehru, and Goher. They slipped off their sandals and entered. She approached the front. They bowed to the statue of Mary and admired it. Pictures of Jesus carrying the cross adorned the walls. As she walked around looking at the scenes depicted, Mehera began feeling sad. She went along the aisle to the pew and up to the altar where there was a cross. It was hung at a height, so she could not go nearer. She stood near a marble platform and looked at Jesus on the cross. I knew that Jesus was Baba in my heart, she said. Looking at the cross, I felt very upset and I was weeping. As I started weeping that moment, an organ began playing the song, Take My Hand, Precious Lord. I couldn't believe it and wept more. It kept playing softly. Someone had watched us enter and saw how we were so touched. The person started playing the organ. The atmosphere was so beautiful. Then Goher and Mani led me out as people started coming. Very slowly, we retraced our steps outside. And the sidebar says, Mehera said once that she never liked it in Christian art, that whenever the baby Jesus is portrayed, there is always a cross in the sky over the child. It should be natural with the child, she opined. Why this preoccupation with the crucifixion always? About Guru Prasad, Mehera reminisced. It's a real pity it has been torn down, but the house was not new enough to last a long time. It was very beautiful, as though it were built for Baba. The darshan hall and everything were perfect. The grounds at the back of the house, such a beautiful big space. It was just meant for Baba. However, she concluded, there was no further use for it Baba's work was done. Although Guru Prasad Palace was sold and later torn down to make way for apartments, a small memorial hall to Meher Baba was built on the site. It was Mehra who first suggested the idea of a memorial. Baba in summertime sat in the chair, giving darshan even when he was not feeling well, she thought. In the heat, sitting in the chair, smiling. Baba gave of himself to his lovers so much, even at his age, in silence, giving of himself with so much love in 1962 and also in 65. Before that, many other times too, Baba did so much for us. We must do something in his sweet memory. She did not like the idea of a statue that the Pune lovers had suggested. It would be in the sun all the time, which Baba never liked, and in the rain, besides what the birds would do to it. Later, Baba lovers in India petitioned the government to issue a commemorative stamp on Meher Baba's 100th birth anniversary. No stamp was issued, but Mehra expressed the view that if one is ever issued, it should not have Baba's image on it. Why not? She could not bear the thought of the postal officials canceling Baba's beautiful face each time the stamp would be used. Instead, she suggested the stamp feature the tomb at Meherabad Hill. One day when Mehra was brushing her teeth, she thought of having a small room built in Baba's memory on the grounds of Guru Prasad. Mani liked the idea and told Meherji, who arranged to have it constructed. During the groundbreaking ceremony, Mehra was handed a pickaxe to inaugurate the project. Those in charge thought that such a refined, sari-clad woman of dainty stature should not be able to lift the pickaxe easily, let alone handle it. But Mehra, who was accustomed to wielding such instruments for gardening, enthusiastically struck the earth more than once and was still at it when the others said, "That's enough, Mehra." At the opening ceremony of the memorial on 4th February 1974, Mehra read out this short but poignant speech. Beloved Avatar Meher Baba, my beautiful beloved, you are the beloved of all your lovers. We love you most dearly, and yet our love is as nothing compared to your sweet love for us, all your lovers, and for humanity. In fact, for all creation, for whose sake you have suffered in silence. A day will come when the world will sing your praises and will love you. You will be recognized as the God-man, the beloved of all. We are standing once again in the grounds of Guru Prasad, which holds many precious memories for us who were with you. Guru Prasad is sacred and your beloved presence. It has become immortal in the hearts of your lovers all over the world. Here you gave of yourself so freely in your infinite love for all, giving darshan to your lovers and to the multitude again and again, even when your health was weak. You served humanity in many, many ways. Beloved, and the last seclusion of 1968 was a tremendous strain on your dear body. May we love you more and more. Beloved Baba, to be worthy of your very dear love for us. Beloved Baba brought so much beauty of love and happiness that his lovers sing to him, happy in his love. Our beloved Baba was the most beautiful man, most lovable, and most adorable, and he was most loving. His love was perfect. He was the perfect man, the beloved God-man. Okay, Eugene.
Mehera mentioned the idea for the memorial coming to her while she was brushing her teeth. Since she sometimes remembered little things about Baba's life when by herself, and then forgot what they were, she kept note cards and pencils handy throughout the house so she could jot down 2 or 3 words to remind her of something. BB on her note cards stood for Beloved Baba, for example. She even kept a card and a pencil under her pillow during the night for the same purpose. After Baba dropped his body, it became difficult for Mehera to keep up with correspondence. Since she had Baba's order not to write letters, her replies had to be dictated to Meru. To those whose letters she did not answer, Mehera said, I talked to each one in my mind. I describe to them Baba's birthday and tell them, I'm thinking of you and I remember you, but I can't find time to write. I talk to them like that in my mind. And the sidebar says, although Mehera was not allowed to write letters, she could make notes of stories and reminders to herself.
But she must have dictated the letters to someone else. I think Meru, different ones would write for her.
Yep, it said that. Since she had Baba's order not to write letters, her replies had to be dictated to Meru. Mehera also stated that whenever she received a beautiful letter full of love, someone writing to say how much they love and miss her, for instance, she always says, Baba, it is your love coming to me in this letter. The other order Baba had given to Mehera when she first moved to Meherabad about not touching men was never lifted. She told men, we are one in Baba's love. I've embraced Baba, so I've embraced each of you in Baba. Mehera often took pilgrims on a tour of Baba's bedroom, her room, and the house. In Baba's room, she admonished visitors not to kneel on the cushion where Baba's feet rested. Mehera always stopped to kiss the foot of the bed before leaving. Baba, my darling Baba, she said, as she looked towards the bed. And the sidebar says, when showing visitors the image on the tree from her bedroom window, Mehera reminded them that men are not allowed to touch her bed. She explained, this is not the bed Baba dropped his body on. Mehera started to cry. We don't go into that. Baba is here with us. We feel him. Otherwise, as Mani says, why would we go on living if he were not here with us? Another day, she said, sometimes I feel Baba so near that I look up when I am in bed to see if he is seated on it. So near do I feel him sometimes. That feeling comes. One day, Mara took a few of us into Baba's room to show us a rose she had placed by Baba's bed that was 4 inches across. Then she turned to Baba's bed and said, Baba, my darling Baba, you are more beautiful than any beautiful rose because your love is beautiful. She leaned over to kiss Baba's bed and then left the room. It was such a spontaneous and touching outpouring of affection, and Mara was not at all embarrassed by our presence. Mara once agreed to give a house tour on video. Meru had the idea to put Baba's lift chair on the veranda and have Mara pretend that she was coming out to greet Baba and take him into his room. The filming began. Mara came out on the veranda and held out her arm. Then as she entered the living room, she looked up as if looking at Baba. She started weeping. Wistfully, she told us that she had looked, but Baba was not there. In Baba's room, Mara caressed each photo, stroked Baba's hand cast, and offered flowers. As Mara gazed at Baba's photo, she said, Baba darling, lovely Baba darling, sweet Baba. When shown a smaller photo of Baba, she said as she held it to herself, my darling, my sweet love, I hold you to my heart. While passing Baba's photo, invariably, Mara would talk to it. Whenever Mara looked at a photo of Baba, said Mani, it was a meeting. For example, during the United States presidential elections in 1976, Mara said, I told Baba, whichever candidate you like, who will be good for India and whom you think should be president, that one you choose, Baba. And then in parentheses, Jimmy Carter was elected. About world leaders, Mara often expressed her admiration for such strong women leaders as Indira Gandhi of India, Golda Meir of Israel, and Elizabeth II, the Queen of England. One day, while speaking to Baba's picture and thinking that now, since so many Baba lovers had named their child Merwan, there were many Merwans in the world, Mara said to him, Baba, you are the real Merwan. She showed us a picture of Ruth White when she was young, remarking how lovely she looked, but added, no one is as lovely as Baba. She explained, no photograph can capture Baba's living form, his flashing eyes always moving, his shining, beautiful skin. I call Baba all the best names, whatever you may think of. I call him my Prince Charming also. Everything about him was so beautiful. His eyes were beautiful. First of all, his hair, his lovely singing voice, his beautiful love. And the sidebar says, Mara was always fond of fairy tales, because that's a reference to the Prince Charming. And in a sense, she said, her dreams were fulfilled when she met Baba. Another time, Mara said, every day I call Baba my darling Prince Charming. In his bedroom, when I am cleaning his photos, I talk to each photo. We have to give Baba our hand, she advised. If we take one step towards Baba, he will take several towards us, but we must give him our hand. One feels drawn to him. He was so beautiful, so attractive, like Prince Charming. He was perfect in every way. He had a beautiful voice, eyes, face, hair, everything was beautiful, from the top of his head to the tip of his toes. For us, he came. For us, he worked. For us, he suffered. Baba had many kinds of sufferings, physically as well as mentally. But he was so silent, he would not let others know. Baba is not smiling in every photo. In some, you can see that Baba carried a great burden on his shoulders. His love and divinity are so great, and his love for us was so beautiful that now we feel love for him, because love always draws love. That is why his lovers naturally come with so much love for him. Baba's miracle was of his love. Would you like to continue, Rose?
When Mehera was given the photo taken by Mani of Baba gazing upward at Upper Meherabad in the 1930s, she held it and said, "My darling Baba, sweetheart, he is my special darling." She mentioned that although Baba wore boxer shorts under his sadra at the beginning and end of his life, in this picture, Baba had on longer lungis. Mehera kissed the picture again and said, "I'm careful not to get grease on the picture with my nose." When looking at a photo taken in 1966, Mehera said, "See, Baba was 72 when this photo was taken, and he is still so beautiful." Once Mehera became very upset that someone had cut out Baba's picture when there was another picture on the back, another picture of Baba on the back. To cut out the front picture, they had cut the back picture in half. Mehera said never to cut Baba's face in half. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty when I do it, you know. We never like to cut Baba's picture, even to cut out his face for a locker. I never do. Well, it would be nice to just have Baba on one side. When someone dropped Baba's photo, Mehera said, "Always bow to the photo and kiss it if you drop it." In a chipper mood one morning, Mehera decided to give away a photo of Baba and herself to one of those gathered on the veranda. "Think of a number," she said playfully. The correct answer was 16. She chose that number, she said, because she was 16 when she first met Baba at Meherabad. To most of the visitors who came to India for Meher Baba's darshan on the final day of their pilgrimage, Mehera presented them with a very precious treasure, a few strands of beloved Baba's hair that she had carefully collected and preserved. To each, she admonished, "This is the hair of the ancient one. Keep it safely. Put it in a safe place. It has been on beloved Baba's darling head night and day. It is part of Baba, so don't ever lose it. Treasure it and keep it carefully. Don't take it out of the plastic bag in a place where there is some wind outside. And put a napkin, handkerchief down before you open it." Using a crochet needle, Mehera had fashioned the hair she distributed into tiny curls. Some of the hair was gray. She explained that she had collected Baba's gray hair together from several bunches of his hair. It is a silky color, not white, but blondish. It's gray, so that means that it's been on Baba's head longest, she said, half in jest, as if to console anyone who might feel that they were being given a gift of lesser value. This gray hair has been longest on beautiful, beloved Baba's darting head. Mehera's parting advice to the hundreds who came over the years was this: take Baba's love with you. Be happy always in Baba's love. Know that Baba is always with you, wherever you are, that he loves you more than you love him. That is why you are here. He loves you. Now it is time for you to love him. For that he has suffered. When you say his name, he is always with you. When you board a train, a bus, or an airplane, say Baba's name. If you say his name wholeheartedly, Baba will help you out of your difficulties. Baba said he would never fail his lovers. Somehow or other, he will help. Always be happy in his love. You are very fortunate to love Baba. Baba's miracle of love is that all the young ones who have not seen him come to Baba. Mehera explained, once a woman wrote asking, why doesn't God answer my prayers? Baba said, not only does God not let anyone down, he constantly forgives those who let him down. He is so compassionate because we in our work become engrossed and aren't thinking of Baba. But that moment also, Baba is thinking of you. He never forgets you. We may forget him. His grace, his eyes are on all his lovers. He keeps watch. The only thing now is that we can't see him. He can see us. So how happy you make him with your love. It is time for us to love him. He has loved us so dearly. So beautiful his love was. All these years he suffered for us. His love was perfect for each and all. That is why he kept silence. Other suffering that he went through was for all humanity. That is why you young ones come to Baba, because you feel his love. He has given that much love, spared that much love for each one. It is not by chance that you come to Baba. Baba himself said, it is my love that brings you to me. It is so beautiful and wonderful to be loved by the God-man. His love is perfect love. We cannot thank Baba enough for what he has done for each of us and for all humanity. Even if we thanked him all our life, that is why you all feel love for Baba and are drawn to him, because of his love for you. So be happy in Baba's love. Baba is happy with your love. Take Baba with you and make him happy. Baba is with you. Think in that way that Baba is with you and loves you will make you feel happy all the time. Say his name, and he is very near, helping you always. Know that he loves you. How fortunate you are to be loved by the God-man. He comes after 700 years. So now you must pray to be with Baba physically to serve him, to love him, to obey him. It is very difficult. So keep loving Baba and holding his Dhamma, and be ready to receive his grace when the time comes. That grace will be in this life or in the next, but Baba will never fail you. Remember this. Baba is all around us. Baba is all around us, everywhere, near us, and he loved us. So that is most important. Now we must love him. That will make him happy. It is now time to make him happy and love him. As he says, love me more and more, because he is the one worthy to be loved. Because his love was so beautiful for each one. All these years, what he went through, you have no idea. Every minute, every second was suffering. Not to say a word, when he always loved to talk, to joke. He had a very outgoing nature, such a nature to retain it all day and in the night also. So many years and years, so much love he had for us. He gave himself for us. So beautiful was his love for us. Now we must love him. Baba's love is true love. He loved each and all, because Baba said once to us, you will see my lovers. He knew each one would be coming. That time he had his fingers on each of you. It is not just by chance that you come. It is his wish and will. So we see him in you. His love brings you to him. So love him more and more. Baba is love and loved so beautifully. There will be so many more that we won't have room for our veranda, on our veranda. You young ones came rather late and missed his physical presence. But better late than never. You are the torchbearers to spread his name. God only wants love. So that is what you are giving him, and he is happy. May you all be with him, who love him very dearly when he comes in his next advent, that you may also come with him to love and serve him. You may not have come to Baba during his lifetime, but Baba had his eye on you. He was looking at you where each one was. Baba must have had his eye on you for so many years and years, choosing each one from here and there. So Baba drew each one to him. Baba knew each one where you were. He brought you to him. You love Baba, and that is enough for him. Baba wants love. Saint Teresa never saw Jesus. Mirabai never saw Lord Krishna. Janubai, there are many such ones. They have not seen the Lord physically, and yet they love him so much. Their names are so great. Mira's love was so great that even now, hundreds of years after she died, Baba enjoyed hearing her songs on the record player. That shows how love should be. And the sidebar says, Saint Janabai lived in the late 1200s. She was a maid servant in Saint Namdev's household, and a saint and a poetess in her own right. I don't know where I am. When Baba was physically present, he was always very pleased and happy to see his lovers' love. So now, how much more Baba would be happy to see you all. But he can see you. You cannot see him. Know that for sure. Baba can see you. That is why you feel as you feel now, not so depressed. Baba sees that we keep happy. That is what he told me the last day, to be brave and don't worry. So because of his remarks, that is why we feel his presence and feel happy. Only his physical presence we miss. Otherwise, he is God and he is everywhere. Mani concurred. Baba's continued presence makes it so that we can be joyous now. You, his lovers, stand at the entrance. We, his mandali, are at the exit. And it shows us wielding the pickaxe. Mehera too loved the outdoors, the gardening, and she just appreciated the beauty of nature. And there's several beautiful pictures. I remember her very strongly. When I first met her inside the Samadhi, I didn't know how she was walking around. She was so inward that it was amazing to see her. She was just with Baba, is all I could say. And I found her very beautiful. Wow. I think that's good. I have to say, it was like, Mehera, all of her statements were they were precious. To sit by her was just precious. And I'd sit as close as I could get. And it was just a joy.
Cool. Hey, Marvin, do you want to read before we close up shop?
No, I don't think so. I'm in the middle of activity, but I was able to take a break and get on to listen for a while here.
Oh, good.
You could see me.
We do not see you. We see
Oh,
your.
here we go. Wait, there I am.
Oh, there you are outside.
This is what I've been working on. If you could see.
Wow, Marvin.
Impressive, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
really, both sides. Wow.
Lucky I had my daughter and son-in-law to help me. I couldn't have done all this by myself. But
Wow.
this is part of 2 days work here. Oh no, yeah, just the top part. And I got a little ways to go, but we're pretty close to being done.
Great.